Welcome back, bug friends. So the butterflies and moths share an order called the Lepidoptera, which means the scale wings, but the majority of the Lepidoptera are moths. When we talk about butterflies, there's really one group that we're talking about, which is the Papilionoidea. And when you think about butterflies, or when a regular person thinks about butterflies, they're really thinking of two groups. One are the swallowtail butterflies, which is what you see here. These are the papilionids, and they tend to be very, very large. They're very, very showy. And the other group that people think of are the nymphalids, which are variable in size, but they tend to be very brightly colored. They tend to have intricate wing patterns. And so the Papilionidae and the Nymphalidae are the two groups that the regular person thinks of most often when they think of butterflies. There are other families of butterflies, but these are by far the most popular ones. And so I wanted to start with the nymphalids and start talking about the subfamilies which make up the nymphalids, because the Nymphalidae are actually a very large group. So like I said, the butterflies fall into this superfamily called the Papilionoidea. And within those, I wanted to start on the nymphalids. These are the brushfoot butterflies. And they're called the brush feet because they tend to have very hairy feet. But one of their identifying characteristics is that they only appear to have 4 legs. And this is because the first set of legs tend to be shrunken and reduced in the Nymphalidae. Additionally, they tend to have fairly heavily patterned wings. And like all well, I shouldn't say like all butterflies, but like most butterflies, the wings are held back over the body in kind of a vertical positioning. The first subfamily that I wanted to talk about are the Cyrestinae. The Cyrestinae are the daggerwing and map butterflies, and they tend to have wings which are heavily patterned with perpendicular lines, and they also tend to be associated with tropical environments and with things like ficus. So they tend to lay their eggs on ficus trees within Central and South America, and then places like Australasia and Africa. But there are a few of these which you can find on the east coast of the United States. Specifically in the United States, you'll be looking for Marpesia. Within the Cyrestinae, there are only 3 genera. You have Cyrestis, Chersonesia, and Marpesia, but Cyrestis and Chersonesia are found on other continents. So with the Cyrestinae, like I said, they frequently have these sort of perpendicular intersecting lines on the wings, which is how they got the name map butterflies. So think latitude and longitude lines on an old map. These have a lot of those lines as patterning. So even with ones that are not as heavily patterned as this, you can still see the sort of lining of the wings. So this is how they got that name, map butterflies, particularly with the genus Cyrestis. They have these strong lines on both the front side of the wing and the back side of the wing. And then with the Chersonesia, these are called the maplet butterflies. They tend to look a lot like Cyrestis, where they have both the vertical and horizontal lines, but they also tend to be more orange or orange colored, red colored, kind of a dirt color, which they can use as camouflage. And these are the ones that you'll find more limited to just Australasia. So the islands of like Indonesia and Borneo and places like that. But they still have these strong lined patterns on all of the wings. Within North America, we only have 3 species of Marpesia, and these are the daggerwing butterflies. And they are slightly different. They still have lines as patterning, which you can see here, but they're a little different in that they have much stronger coloration and they're considerably larger. So with Marpesia, you'll have these stronger blacks and oranges, similar to something like the Papilionids, where you have a strong striping effect. And additionally, their larvae are also very, very strongly colored. Their pupal stages tend to have the eye spots, the metallic eye spots that nymphalids are frequently associated with. And again, you'll find these a lot on fig trees. And that is all there is for the Cyrestinae. This is a relatively small subfamily within the Nymphalidae. As we move on to the other subfamilies of the Nymphalidae, there's a lot more butterflies in each of these groups. So if you are a collector in North America, keep an eye out for Marpesia in the eastern half of the United States. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys later.